Someone said Vaush crashed out. Okay, let me take a look. Uh-oh. Do you guys remember that sound when you used to watch Vaush?
I had a good day. I'm out there at the mall. I find out that a group of Democrats has been meeting to discuss folding to the Republicans and passing their CR without concessions with regard to ACA tax subsidies, aka the thing the whole shutdown is about. Yeah, right now, Progressive Victory is spamming the out of all the Democratic senators who they suspect.
Schumer flipped? No, Schumer didn't flip. Schumer didn't flip. Schumer voted no. No, Schumer is fine. Okay, people are assuming Schumer's fine.
This.
Okay,
we don't know whether this vote's going to go through.
Mr. Justice,
yeah. Did Vaush say I know Schumer flipped? To be fair, that's also DGG's assumption. That's also DGG's assumption at the time as well. Okay, but yeah.
Ms. Cortez Masto,
because everybody expects the worst out of Schumer, and I understand.
Mrs. Shaheen, aye.
Does anyone have an updated list on the flippers, on the people who have flipped? The only person I know of is Tim Kaine. Cortez Masto was another. He was already one of the Democrats who we knew was voting with Republicans. Fetterman, Cortez Masto, some others. Durbin is a yes.
Well, I can't believe people betrayed Schumer. I thought Schumer... Does Schumer even have any power if, like, 5 of these people flipped and Schumer didn't even flip? If Schumer doesn't flip and everybody else flips, like, does Schumer even have leadership power? Oh my god, they betrayed him, dude.
Mark Kelly said no? Okay. Slotkin, Coons, and Kelly flipped from yes to no in the past hour. Okay, to anyone who's not following this, basically, the government has been shut down because the Republicans have refused to negotiate with Democrats at all. They need 60 votes to get through the Senate, right? Because of the filibuster. They would need 51 votes otherwise, but you need 60 votes because of the filibuster, which is like an informal rule, basically. They have not had 60 votes because not enough Democrats have agreed to the Republican version of the bill, which does not extend the ACA tax credits. The ACA tax credits are important because without them, broken a system as it is, poor people will have to pay way the fuck more for their healthcare. Like, in some cases, 2 to 3 times as much. Like, more than their rent. Like,
they would
a
not
lot
be
of
able
people
to
will literally not be able to have healthcare, essentially.
Yep.
That's the gist of it.
Which would kill them.
And Republicans want people to die, so that's the train they're on.
That's right.
Democrats have been maintaining their position on the argument that
he's just right. He's just
they're
correct.
fighting to protect Americans' healthcare. In fairness, they're correct. Agreeing to continue the funding without that provision secured is insane. It would cause so much suffering. But that's what the Democrats have held firm on. So far, the shutdown has been politically disastrous for Trump. Absolutely nightmarish. It led to a resounding defeat last Tuesday. It led to him getting booted at the...
I don't exactly know whether or not that's actually the case, okay? Because winning the vote on a bunch of, stuff isn't just due to the shutdown. It could also be due to the entire performance of the Trump presidency up until this point, right? So it's not just due to the shutdown, right? But yeah.
The NFL game today, it has led to like mass shifts in popularity against him. What's happening right now is working for the Democrats and for the American people. But I guess some cuck-ass Democrat senators have been, internally considering whether or not it might be beneficial to completely cave to the Republicans. What is happening here is that they're arguing for agreeing with the Republicans and voting for the Republican version of the bill, which includes funding through SNAP, on the condition that Republicans hold a vote on the ACA tax credits next month. Not that
that's correct. Yes,
they
that's
vote
correct.
for it. Not that they vote yes. Not that it gets passed. Just that they'll, consider it. So what the Republicans get is capitulation, everything they want, and an end to one of the greatest periods of political terror for Trump he's ever experienced. And what Democrats get is a promise that in a month Republicans will be nice. That's what these people are caving on. The initial list that I heard of Democrats willing to cave was 11. But since then, some people have been shifting. For example, Schumer.
DGG is brain broken about Schumer, but I don't blame DGG for being brain broken about Schumer. Schumer has a track record of doing stupid shit, but this time around, it's not Schumer's fault, right? But yeah.
Allegedly, was originally a yes, and one of the guys who was leading the effort to sort of back end negotiate this, because it's Schumer, right? But according to Axios, from an hour ago, he said no.
It's not Schumer.
A couple other presumed yes votes have switched to no. So I think what's happening is that they're realizing how unpopular it would make them within the Democratic Party. It would probably guarantee this is their last term in office. Will the House stop it? Not up to them.
Yeah, so they don't care anymore. Oh my
7
God.
Dem yes votes. It's done. They have the 8. Is that it? King, Cortez Masto, and Fetterman were the Democrats who are already voting with the Republicans on the CR. Rosen flipped, they have 8. Phenomenal.
Wow. I'm so happy.
This one's pretty bad, man. I saw even Iglesias on Twitter saying this makes no sense for the Democrats. Nobody likes this. Nobody agrees with this. Apparently, House Devs are literally every single political figure that I am aware of outside of the specific Democrats named here is furious with what's happening. It's just an overwhelming wave.
I blame Gigi for not reading one article and vibe posting about Schumer's conspiracy theories. I think you should at least read AP News, okay? Like, if you don't read anything else, just at least read AP News, okay? That's the bare minimum. Like, I want to ask of people, okay? Just please, just go and read AP News, okay? Jesus. They're fine. You're fine.
Biggest difference from last time is the party's not giving them any cover, unlike in March. Schumer voting no is forcing all the cavers to walk the plank and take ownership for it. Yeah, but he's still definitely the one that orchestrated it, or at least facilitated it. Otherwise, how could it have happened? He's the minority leader. Like, there's no way these deliberations took place without his knowing so. It's up at the end of the day, that falls on him.
Just see if Twitter and Reddit links? Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, Hakeem Jeffries came out against it. Democrats just gave up the biggest position of leverage they've had since the beginning of the presidency, and probably the most disastrous 7 weeks of I don't know why I said 7 weeks. It's been 5. Disastrous 5 weeks of Trump's reputation since he became like a political figure, since he became president the first time. Schumer gave approval on the deal. Yeah. Schumer was more involved than reported with the attempted cave in the government shutdown. The Gang of 8 Senate Dems had his approval, and he was getting daily updates. The cave almost happened Thursday after the election. Jesus Christ. It was always the plan. It was always the plan. Newsom's against it too. Newsom isn't just against it. Newsom's got his, like, press office doing memes about it. Like,
yeah, I mean, not like Gavin Newsom can vote on it anyway, but he definitely has influence, right, within the Democratic Party. And yeah, of course he's going to be doing shit, right? I mean, Newsom can't vote on it, obviously, because he's a governor, but...
-1. Yeah, no, again, everybody hates this.
The shutdown officially over, unfortunately. This isn't the actual vote. Yeah, you're talking about the House coming up, right?
These people need to be thrown in prison?
They bargained a future deal, right? No, they bargained the potential for a future deal down the line. It's really silly. If you think that sounds retarded, yes, it is as retarded as you think it is, okay? If you think that what I just said was retarded, yes, it is as retarded as you think it is. Yes, it is exactly as retarded as I just said.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely they do.
No, this isn't a vote? Wait, what? What do you mean? Isn't this the vote and then it has to go to the House? Wait, what? Wait, what?
I know I've said this 50 million times, but can this be the wake-up call where liberals understand the reason why or like lefties broadly hate the party? I understand there's a lot of like clouded misinformation bullshit out there. There's lefties on Twitter who think every politician should be Stalin, whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, like the Democrats fail at the most fundamental. They're just bad at doing their jobs. Well, if you want to be cynical, you could say that folding like this is their job. Sure, okay. But you understand what I mean.
What do you mean?
It's a break.
I'm wrong. Yeah, you're like confusing. Stop spreading disinformation.
Breaking point that's indefensible. It was indefensible last time with Schumer and the stopgap bill. But every time we keep letting this shit slide. Schumer, remember what happened after Schumer and the Republicans, the Senate Democrats with him folded to the Republicans? Remember what political consequences there were? None. Everyone just shut up about it. I just asked Senator King what changed in the Dem caucus on ACA now since Thune had offered them a vote weeks earlier. He said, I think the length of the shutdown, the question was, as the shutdown progresses, is a solution on the ACA becoming any more likely? It appears not. These people are weak and they don't know how to do politics. They just don't. We're in a Mexican standoff right now where every day that passes, the Republicans hurt and the Democrats don't. And the Democrats just offered to not only bail the Republicans out, but cheapen their own bill. How now can Democrats say in the future that they fought to protect healthcare? No, you didn't. You gave up.
This is so depressing.
This will objectively change public perception. Yeah, no, this is 100% on the Democrats. How can Democrats claim Republicans caused all of the suffering that's going to happen in the near future? They've signed off on it. They've completely signed off on it. There's no, the Democrats have lost any right.
Is Vaush even aware that Schumer is still vehemently pro-shutdown? Yes, he is pro-shutdown because this is Schumer's moment to shine. He avoided a shutdown earlier in the year so then he can have his shutdown now. And he did that on purpose because he wants this specific moment to be the shutdown because he, at least accordingly to himself, he has supposedly calculated this, right? He has supposedly calculated, like, oh yeah, this is the correct moment to do it. And now Schumer doesn't even have his, like, in a way, Schumer is also cucked, right? The reason why Schumer is cucked is because this was supposed to be his moment. Now he doesn't get to have his moment anymore, right? Yeah.
The Democrats are essentially taking responsibility for the vote. The silver lining is the CR is only until January, so they can shut it down again if the GOP does not follow through on the healthcare thing. Still, yeah, but they're not going to do it. Like that, like, we can't keep betting on this lame horse over and over and over again, man. Like it's if the Democrats are essentially saying up front, we fold the pressure, even if the situation is advantageous to us, we will still fold if we are pressured to. Like the lesson here is like it actually doesn't matter if it politically benefits Democrats or Americans, they still will not hold because they're just fundamentally weak. What was the point of the whole shutdown if they cave now without getting anything? Nothing. And you know what? Every single person who suffered because of the shutdown, that's on the Democrats now. It is. Congratulations. Thanks, Dems. It is. If they were going to accept no capitulations anyway, they might as well have just accepted the Republican version of the CR back at the beginning. Now they've owned it. Okay, this is what you're fine with then. You were fine with not protecting the ACA credits and with the world's longest shutdown, America's longest, which will now, by the way, be attributed purely to Democrat stubbornness.
Wait, does Vaush think the shutdown ended already? No, I don't think that's what he's saying. He's just saying these are the consequences, right? Sorry, listen, I don't like Vaush, okay? But this is kind of like, oh yeah, the worst person you know just made a great point, right? Like he's right. He's right. He's right on all of this, okay? If it goes through. If it goes through, then he's right on all of this. Of course, like, yeah. And by the way, Vaush is smart
because you folded.
Okay?
Was Schumer trying to reopen the government to force payments just for ACA credits to get voted down in December, just for them to vote no on the CR come January? I don't think there's really a plan here. I just think that Schumer hates you and loves Israel. I think that Schumer's upset with you because you have not died for Israel, and he is punishing you for your arrogance.
Not that part. Never mind.
Israel first.
Nice. Good one, Vaush. Thank you.
Can some higher-ranking Dem cancel this shit? Higher-ranking Dem than the Senate minority leader? No, I'm afraid not. If Akeem and Newsom are pissed about this, does this mean Schumer did this behind the rest of the party's back? Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, he's done this before. There are no consequences. Does the Democratic Party not have a leader of some kind?
Yeah,
I'm not sure what you mean. There's a Senate minority leader because they're the minority in the Senate. There's a DNC chair, but that runs the party from a more operational perspective, like the allocation of funds, party strategy, not really like individual decision-making, you know? Usually the leader in a party is just like the loudest person in it, effectively.
Eventually? Okay.
And right now, unfortunately, that's Schumer. I mean, you could argue that Mamdani or AOC have more social capital, but I would say Schumer is right now demonstrating that he's got, you know, he has the enough social capital to tank the country.
We need to talk about the Fetterman problem.
Yeah, Benjamin, our understanding is that enough votes have been secured.
Wow.
That being said, we are getting kind of close. Three of the 10 already voted no.
I'm glad that farming nightmare echoes are no longer painful in WUA. Just mainly because now they just spawn afterwards instantly, so you can just farm them consistently time after time again. You no longer have to wait like 4 minutes. Also, not only Mael in the form of Carlotta, same voice actor, isn't it? Right? So based. I fucking love how they have the same voice actor. But also, yeah. Oh my god, dude. We can listen to Mael. Dude, hold on. We can like listen to Mael. In like I'll show you guys afterwards, okay? Super cool. I fucking love her voice actor, it's so good. Her voice actor is legitimately super talented. Using what a shadow heart?
Booker flip to no. Are we actually holding? Is it possible? Next Dem leader needs to make Hogg look like a moderate. Oh god, yeah, absolutely. We need to be way harder on our elected officials.
You say that.
Mr. Booker, no.
Peters was expected to be a yes, but he's a no. Okay, so enough people are flipping. It might actually hold. Okay, Ossoff is a no. Okay. Gary Peters is a no. Okay, it might actually hold.
Oh, that's cute. Thank you.
Just
I'm
barely.
glad you're a fan, okay?
I wonder if Schumer's regretting flipping his vote.
We'll see. Wait, but Schumer didn't flip. Stupid.
Chris Coons was a no too, as with Mark Kelly. Benjamin, are you and PV ready to take credit for some of these senators flipping? I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
I hate actors? Why? What?
How many no votes do we need? One more no is needed. Just one. How much time left for vote? It's like infinite, basically. Gillibrand is also a no?
Filibuster.
Okay, that vote's already been counted. That's from 2 minutes ago. We're on the cutting edge right now. We're on the right now, okay?
We
will see the next vote.
No, it's already happened. Obviously.
Why are the Dems folding?
Because
it looks like
otherwise,
enough
why
Dems
would you
aren't
talk
folding.
about it like
Fetterman
this?
hasn't voted yet? Yeah, it takes a while for him to lug his fat ass over to the fucking desk. Yeah, Fetterman's going to be a yes, but it doesn't matter. We just need one more no. There are 4 votes remaining. I don't know which 4
fucking
are
Fetterman.
remaining, apart from one of them being Fetterman. Oh, Fetterman's already voted. Okay, he's still fat. You need 60 yeses, so everyone needs to be in attendance, and all 4 need to say yes right now. Even if the Dems hold, isn't it still bad that we flinch first? In any sane, functioning political party, the Democrats who have voted yes on this would face a degree of hatred and political backlash that would genuinely frighten them. Like they would be, it would be overwhelming and unimaginable. In any sane country. Do we know who we're waiting on for votes? No, I do not know the 4 remaining votes.
Voice actors voted for Fetterman? What?
Oh, I saw Benjamin. I saw while driving home. Can somebody give me the list? Do we have a list? Does anyone know who the last 4 are? I know we could, go back and count. We could find the list of people who've already voted, then check against the full Senate list. I don't...
To be fair, okay? I would still vote for Fetterman any day of the week against the MAGA Republican. Yeah, of course, right? I would vote for a corpse over a MAGA Republican, right? But
remember every senator. No
was that
right now?
What he was up against?
The 4 left
He wasn't against another Democrat,
is that true?
right?
Can somebody confirm that? If that's the case, then it's really just a matter of attendance.
Oh, yeah. The way that she says it. True. Thank you so much for attending, Australian. Masaki.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
I alone will decide if it's for show or for battle.
Yeah, the way that the voice actor says it is, I alone will decide if it's for show or for battle. Hello.
My count says 1 Dem left. Okay. Cornyn, Johnson, Lee, and Scott.
Fetterman is a MAGA Republican. Good meme. Nice.
Take with a grain of salt, though. Reddit says we're waiting for 4 GOP senators to vote. Fuck. Then they might actually end up having enough. I guess we're just waiting on attendance, then.
This is weirdly tense.
Yeah, the yeses were Durbin, Hassan, King,
Right.
Cortez Masto, Kane, Shaheen, Fetterman, and Rosen. That's 8 Democrat yeses. But it requires on full attendance from the Republicans. All the Republicans will be forced into attendance, probably? Yeah, they don't want to miss this. Did Rand vote already, actually? We've listed, allegedly, you know...
I'd vote for Ted Cruz if he caucused with Dems. Yeah, of course. Because you're more likely to be in line. You're probably more likely also to advocate for democratic policies when you're trying to win elections under a democratic ticket. Yeah, of course.
Again, I don't want to go and cross-check every... Allegedly 4 remain. And they're all Republicans. They can still change their vote until the gavel, can't they? Yes. What do you think? Schumer's going to come in with a yes? Wait,
No.
Is Rand Paul one of the 4? I'm sorry. I came back from a good day out to find out the country is ending or something. I'm very out of it. No? Okay, yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there. I was under the impression that he had already voted. All it takes is 1 patriot. Yeah, where's John McCain? Me going down to hell. McCain, you son of a bitch. We've got another job for you.
Oh no.
For Jamie Dupree, Cornyn, Texas, Johnson, Wisconsin, Lee, Utah, and Scott, Florida. Well, all of those people have voted with Republicans in the past, no? So, if they're all present, if they're all there, that's that. Clearly, they're not in the room right now. Or maybe they are, they're just deliberating. Apparently, Rand Paul and Warren are chatting and Paul's vote is outstanding. He might have already voted, but it's possible that he's going to change his vote. I'm so fucking mad right now. Crazy how this guy might get everything he wants. Yeah, oh, yeah. Senate Democrats saw this, and they were like, man, we're in the hot seat right now. We got to do whatever Trump says.
I, and say your name, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend.
This isn't live. No. This is not Vaush live.
My
No,
favorite
it's not.
detail here is that Trump said, "I state name here." State your name. He's so fucking cooked.
I, and state your name.
Incredible, really.
Did he actually? Oh my god. So embarrassing.
It's such.
Bro, I can't believe I can't believe we have this fucking oh my god. What are we even afraid of? What are we even afraid of in the first place? This thing is so embarrassing on every level, and yet we are caving to him. We're caving to this thing, this object, this creature, this devil, this creature of the night, this Klingon. Really, we're caving into this guy.
Such a joke, man. It's such a joke.
He says, in case you guys missed it, he literally says, "Oh, I solemnly swear, insert name here." That's literally what he said, like pretty much close enough. He was supposed to put in Donald Trump, obviously, but he says insert name here like a fucking moron. He reads off insert name here. Oh my god. Give me a break, dude. So cringe.
And I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this means nothing. Okay, but okay.
This is the guy the Dems are losing to. He's swearing people in? Oh, he's not like reading off of some pre-written, like
Did you hear Trump can't say the word groceries? I can't even say the word groceries. Am I saying it right?
pledge relating to the game or something like that. Ah, that's less fun. Sorry. Lefty misinfo. Ken Martin also speaking out. Yet nobody is happy. Nobody is happy.
Oh, I thought he said George R. R. Martin.
I am
was
proud
like,
of the majority of Senate Democrats who oppose this vote. Whoa, careful, Ken Martin. Wouldn't want to get too fucking partisan. Wouldn't want to get too partisan with our messaging from the DNC chair role, you know? Me and Sam think these Dems are intentionally tanking energy to stop progressives from beating centrists in the party. That they'd rather have a minority than be forced to cut ties with donors. Maybe, but I don't see how doing this makes them any...
Well, this isn't a donor question. This is like... The fact that you brought that into the equation shows, like, lefty brain rot. Like, they think everything is about donors and money and blah, 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 blah. No, this is about the spirit of democracy, okay? This is about the country at large. This is about all of us, okay? Chill.
less vulnerable to getting primaried by progressives. If anything, it makes them, like, way more vulnerable to it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the dankest dungeon.
Perky Nutella, thank you so much for resubbing. Okay, thank you. Thank you for
I have no doubt
continued
that
support.
they're doing this for some evil reason. You know, I'm
No.
solid on that. They got paid 100%. I just think they have a close.
Bro, this is the amount of brain rot that, like, I feel like we have to contend with on a daily basis. It's just, oh, I feel like they're being paid. I feel like they're whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my god. Why don't you shut your fat ass up? Oh my god, bro, dude, haul your fucking ass out of the basement and go take out the trash.
Relationship with their donors, and their donors probably don't like the idea of, you know, 20% of American flights shutting down or whatever. GOP senators Mike Lee, Rick Scott,
So
Ron
cute.
Johnson all walked onto the floor together and haven't
fuck?
voted. Leader Thune seemed to move quickly toward them. Once they showed, he talked with them, with some other senators joining in. He then went to talk to Susan Collins, with McConnell and a few others standing in a circle. Okay. Well, Mike Lee will obviously vote with, because he's, you know, a MAGA neo-Nazi.
My dad said they need 60 votes in the Senate. Yes. Wait, they need a simple majority in the House, right? Is that what they need? A simple majority? God, how many fucking House motherfuckers are there? Like hundreds, right? Holy shit. Oh my god.
freak. There's no reason any of them wouldn't vote for the CR.
There's too many.
You know?
There's too many. Okay?
Ro Khanna calling for Schumer's removal. It doesn't matter. He's not a senator. I was feeling optimistic with my...
Wait, why the fuck would Ro Khanna be calling... Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, okay? Why the fuck... Ro Khanna, you're a moron, alright? You're stupid. And you're moronic, okay? Alright? Schumer has nothing to do with this, and somehow you have impressed me again with your stupidity. Okay,
Donnie winning his race, so I switched from independent to Democrat.
Boom.
Then the Washington Democrats cut to the right. I'm so disappointed. I don't know why I expected anything different. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the Mamdani is an enemy of the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party is an enemy of the American people. They're just less obvious and incompetent about it than Republicans.
No, what, dude? What are you talking about? Don't say that. What the fuck?
Wouldn't
Hello?
vote for the CR. You know, it's Ro Khanna calling for Schumer's removal. It doesn't matter. He's not a senator. I was feeling optimistic with Mamdani winning his race, so I switched from independent to Democrat. Then the Washington Democrats cut to the right. I'm so disappointed. I don't know why I expected anything different. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the Mamdani is an enemy of the Democratic Party because the Democratic Party is an enemy of the American people. They're just
Okay, dude. Okay, bro. Okay. All right, man. The Democratic Party is an enemy to the American people. Oh my god, with allies like this, who needs enemies? Who needs enemies with allies like this? Dude, we can just we just replace all of our enemies with Vaush, and you know, like we would just have the same effect. Fuck me, dude. Like how are we supposed to work together? All right, like how are we supposed to unite people and work together if this is the way that you act? Like, what the fuck? Like, this is fucked up. Why are you just throwing everyone under the bus constantly? What's wrong with you?
less obvious and incompetent about it than Republicans are, at least in some respects. I feel like it's kind of a lose-lose this far in. If it fails, I feel like Trump's going to push to abolish the filibuster extremely hard. No, he's failed. The Thune will not do it. They're not going to do it. The senators care way more about, like, preserving the Senate after Trump's gone. Look, everyone sees the writing on the wall. Trump is dementia-addled, has frequent strokes, and is a fat loser. And his popularity is in the fucking water. Republicans are aware of the fact that the Republican Party is going to need to continue to exist after him, especially senators. You know, congressmen come and go, representatives, but senators tend to stay. And, Republican senators are probably aware of the fact that, you know, long-term damage they do from their role might come back to haunt them later in their life, because they want to keep these careers, these cushy careers for a long time. AOC with the weakest fuck response.
What?
The average SNAP benefit per month is $177 per person. The average ACA benefit per month is up to $550 per person. People want us to hold the line for the reason that is not a matter of appealing to the base, it's about people's lives. And working people want leaders whose word means something to them. What the fuck is this? Seriously? I'm so over her, man. She's such a fucking pussy.
Oh my god, dude, why? Okay. I will defend my queen, okay? I'll defend my queen. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Any day against the heathen Vaush. Okay? She is my queen. You will not touch her with your filthy, filthy hands. Your filthy hands. How dare you? How dare you lay a finger upon my queen? My queen, AOC. Okay? Okay? Alright? Bro, she's trying her best, okay? She is putting out a tweet that clearly seems to indicate that she is against. Yes, she is pro-no, not pro-yes. She is pro-no, okay? What issue do you want? Like, you're saying, okay, maybe she should have worded the tweet better, but you're bashing her over this, over a tweet? Oh, I'm so over her. Were you ever for her? Just because of Israel? Is Israel the sole reason? Oh my god. Like, I really want to cheer on Vaush so badly. I want Vaush to be like a based lefty who cheers on the Democrats or whatever the fuck. But like, he spends every like given moment like fucking bashing the Democrats anyway. Like, it's so frustrating because I know that Vaush is like capable of good, right? Like, I know Vaush is capable of getting his fan base together to go on canvas, right? Isn't that what Vaush did? Is that Vaush actually went to gather his fan base together to go on canvas? If that's the case, like, I just think it's extraordinarily, like, just bad, I guess. The fact that he's able to impact things in a meaningful way, but at the same time, he has all these, like, shitty beliefs that can never be reconciled in any way, and he'll never change his mind on anything when it comes to Israel, right? Because he's convinced that Israel is like the one issue that'll like just beat all other issues. It's the same thing with a lot of these other people. It's just so cringe. I want to be pro these people. He does literally say that whether or not you denounce Israel is a litmus test for whether you're evil or not. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he says something like that. I've seen him say similar things anyway, so.
All of that,
Also, like, the reason why Vaush got banned from Twitch in the first place was actually, ironically enough, because he supports destroying Israel. He made a very spicy comment about destroying Israel, and that's why he got banned from Twitch, okay? In case you don't know the lore.
energy going into your election, you're going to change politics, and then, like, what you are, like, you refuse to use language that calls out the Democratic establishment. Republicans consistently are more ballsy than she is. Like, AOC could just say she hates Schumer. There would be no political consequences. Lil Vaush, I thought you were breaking your own neck. I fucking wish.
Jesus.
Isn't there already irreversible damage to the GOP's reputation for a shutdown this long? But if this goes through, the Democrats will be the ones responsible for the shutdown. The Democrats have just been... the Republicans have been refusing to negotiate. If the Democrats just end up capitulating to the demand the Republicans made from the beginning, then why wait 37, 38 days? Why wait that long? Yeah, now there's no point to it. We didn't hold out for any reason at all. There was no point to the suffering. The Democrats just decided to, because they were...
We can believe different things. I fully support Vaush going out there and canvassing, okay? But I would be damned if Vaush ends up essentially worming his horrible beliefs into the Democratic Party's ears, okay? That is unacceptable to me, and I don't think it's a winning strategy, but I will cheer him on from the sidelines as he goes in canvas, okay?
Inconsistent and weak. They just waited a while before eventually agreeing to Republicans. It turns this big fight into essentially just a Democrat stalling before capitulating. I think AOC might be trying to gain clout for a presidential or Senate run. She's not trying to poke the Schumer bear. There is no Schumer bear, though. He's, like, extremely unpopular, and even people in the Senate, Democrats in the Senate, don't like him. He's broadly unpopular, you know? I unironically hate Schumer more than Trump. You should.
This is delusional. This is what delusion looks like. You should hate Schumer more than... How do I even respond to this? There's no meaningful way I can actually respond to this that doesn't make me look retarded for answering by responding back to what he just said. Right? Like, there's no way I can even say anything that would possibly just... I can't believe he said
Dems
this.
Are holding a press conference? Is anyone bringing tomatoes? Oh my god. 5 of the 8 Senate Democrats who provided the requisite votes to advance the funding agreement, Shaheen, this was the only deal on the table. Thank you. Does anyone have a video of that?
Dude, you said he was speaking fact. He was speaking fact when he said this is what the Democrats look like if they capitulate, right? He was speaking facts in the sense of, I was also preaching that the Democrats would look like they capitulate to terroristic threats from the Republicans. And Vaush basically repeats what I'm saying because he probably watches me. I'm schizo. He lives in my walls. But, just kidding. But I'm just, like, yeah, of course he agrees with me on there. But with this is insane, okay?
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Good luck with your move. Hope you find some terminally online up till 4 for housemates.
Me too. Thank you so much for $10, Zach. I appreciate it.
Press conference or live feed? Please let this have consequences. It won't. I've seen this happen before. This might be the most egregious version, sure, but it won't. It's all going to get swept up under the rug. All of the big, high-energy blue wave accounts will keep focusing primarily on Trump. Schumer will remain unpopular, but nobody's going to do anything about it. Oh my god, he's backing out.
For months and months, Democrats have been fighting to get the Senate to address the healthcare crisis. This bill does nothing to ensure that that crisis is addressed. I am voting no, and I will keep fighting.
Spectacular.
Well, yeah, it's a good thing. You have no comments? You were bashing Schumer this entire time. You were bashing Schumer this entire time, and he's voting with something that you agree on. He's agreeing with your vote, moron. Hello? Am I missing
what a
something
useless
here?
sack of shit. He's not useless.
How? What?
Truly, this is
The dankest dungeon.
I'm like, I'm so black pill. I'm so black pill. How? I'm so black pill. Just what the fuck? Why is he? He's agreeing with you, mate. He's agreeing with you. What? Like, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Also, thank you, Anonymous. Destiny, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs on Kick. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for giving me a career. Thank you. You know, don't make him admit that he was wrong. Gee, it's so crazy. Like, he's so shameless about it too, because he was bashing Schumer, and then Schumer says something that he agrees with, and he says, "Oh, amazing. Thanks for doing nothing." Like, what the? Did you not just hear what Schumer just said? Like, what the fuck?
He set this up, and he doesn't want to take the fall for it. He orchestrated the shift in votes, but wants to keep his seat next election. So he changed it. So is he changing his vote? He already voted no. Doesn't it look more like this vote failed? No, because the 4 remaining votes are Republicans, right? And they're all there, and they all hate you and hate life itself.
So why should we hate Schumer more than these guys?
None of the Dems that voted yes are up for re-election in 2026, with 2 retiring altogether this year. Yeah, no, it's in all likelihood Schumer wanted to reopen the government because Israel told him to. Netanyahu called him or something.
What? What are you? What are you? So Schumer is voting no, but he's quietly and secretly goading the Democrats into voting yes? Is that what Vaush is implying? Vaush is implying that they voted no, that he voted no, but he's secretly trying to make the other ones vote yes, so then he is able to satisfy Israel and get reelected a second time.
The ghost of Israel's past. I don't know. So he whipped up the most, like, not necessarily politically safe, but either they're retiring or they're not up for re-election or they're the most pliable. Like, he's looking for Democratic senators who are very pliable, very subservient to capital, very okay with capitulating to Republicans, but also ones that are retiring anyway or who...
By the way, stream has not stuttered, right? Or crashed. I'm okay with a tiny bit of stuttering. I'm not okay with stream crashing. Right? Ever since I lowered the settings, we good? No?
Aren't up for re-election in 2026. Like him. He's up in 2028. But then Schumer himself votes no because, you know, he wants to stay party head forever. Another clip from the Coward Conference. Just find me the full video, please.
And this is only the first step. So let me be clear. No one in the Senate chamber wants to extend the ACA tax credits more than I do. I introduced that legislation in 2019. I fought successfully to pass it in 2021 and 2023, and I'm 100% committed to getting this done.
Then we're good.
Phenomenal. Can somebody please give me the full video? If you can find clips, you can find the full video.
Should negotiate. To me, this idea of left or right or more progressive on ACA subsidies, almost 80% of Americans want the subsidies to continue. That's not left or right. That's right and wrong. Almost 60% of Republicans want the ACA subsidies to continue. Chuck Schumer should have negotiated a better deal. He should have been in the public more. He's not a bad guy. Any stretch. He's just not the right person at the right time. We're going through a different time. You're dealing with a GOP that's an anti-democratic movement. They don't care what the American people think on an issue like this. So I think, honestly, this is the end of Chuck Schumer as we go forward.
What do you think of that, Anthony?
You know, I've never been a Chuck Schumer fan.
Look at this.
But I'm not ready to write his obituary just yet. I mean, you don't get to be the Senate Democratic leader for as long as he has without some raw political skills. And
so, right. Live bit of conference. Thank you, Dim Light. Finally, somebody taking initiative around here.
What a stupid fucking video. Wait, Vaush? No. He's a better debater than I am. Oh, come on. Oh my, okay, guys, we gotta bash Vaush more, okay? You guys love it when I bash Vaush, right? You guys like it when I criticize Vaush. You guys just like it because I'm criticizing a socialist, okay? It's because you guys are tired of me criticizing Republicans. See, that's the issue. You guys are partisan, okay? That's what's going on. You guys are Destiny anti-lefty debate minded. I guess today is a politics day.
Some
needed
needed support for the extension of the...
No, I wish Vaush had better takes. I really do wish Vaush had better takes, okay? Like, genuinely. Because he's such a force for good, okay? And before you question whether or not he's overall a force for good, I want to assure you that he is overall a force for good, okay? He is. He is. And the reason I say this is because he encourages his fans and he has canvassing efforts. Is because he has canvassing efforts. And any kind of canvassing efforts is worth any 3 hours of stream time. Okay, or every door knocked is like 5 hours of stream time. Okay, I don't know. Like in terms of influence in the real world, I don't know. Like that shit like that, right? I don't know, but I don't fucking know.
Tax credits. Our judgment was that it would not produce that result, and the evidence for that is almost 7 weeks of fruitless attempts to make that happen. Would it change in a week, or another week, or after Thanksgiving, or Christmas? And there's no evidence that it would. What there is evidence of is the harm that the shutdown is doing to the country. What it's doing to millions of federal workers, but also what it's doing...
Are you pro shutdown ending like this? Hell no. And by the way, it's not ended yet, right? It needs to pass the House.
To tens of millions of recipients of SNAP.
Just owning it. Just flat out, just straight up owning it, you know? God, not to mention like how bad it would be for Trump politically to own the fact that he's refusing and fighting constantly to pay out SNAP payments, even though he has the money for it. Just owning it. Just flat out, yeah, sorry, all the suffering for the past 39 days, we just took a while to come to our senses. The Republicans were right. It's literally the message here.
This is a true crisis for those individuals. Soup kitchens can't fill the gap. Food pantries can't fill the gap. SNAP is an essential part of the food provision program in this country. And so we were faced with a strategy or a series of steps that wasn't working to achieve the goal we wanted with regard to the ACA, but it was at the same time creating hardship and difficulty for millions of people across this country.
You know that it's controlled opposition territory when the language here isn't even condemning Republicans. Like, he's acting as though the Republicans shutting down and refusing to negotiate is a force of nature that he has to work around. Like, oh, yeah, which this is just something we have to navigate and it's been difficult. No language like Republicans have refused to do X, refused to do Y. He won't do that because, again, like, you know, it's a uniparty, so on and so forth.
But I thought this was about the shutdown. I thought this was about ending the shutdown, right? Because right now the conversation is about ending the shutdown. So it's kind of in the Democratic Party's hands right now, right? It's about the Democratic senators, right?
So I believe that we are closer tonight to a vote on the ACA tax credits than we were this morning. Because part of this agreement, and you heard the majority leader on the floor today say he is committed to putting a bill on the floor before the second week in December that would be drafted by the Democrats concerning health care in the ACA. That is a big step.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, there's no way for the minority to get a bill onto the floor of the U.S. Senate. It has to be through the office of the majority leader. So that was a major step to get the majority leader to agree to make that commitment tonight on the Senate floor.
They really are just bad. You know how Republicans campaign? They're correct to do this as though their base are idiots and will believe anything. The problem is that Democrats are trying to play that same game, but to a smarter base. You have to be a fucking moron to buy this. Oh yeah, man. I'm sure the Republicans that are so opposed to extending the ACA tax subsidies that they were willing to keep the government shut down for 39 days and not even negotiate over it. I'm sure those people will just vote in favor of it next month. For sure, 100%. You might be able to guarantee that a vote goes through, but you can't guarantee what their votes are going to be.
So the sum is we are closer to the possibility.
Oh my God. Can you just like hear this guy speak? We are closer to the possibility of getting the ACA tax credits. What? Wait, so it's not actually getting the tax credits? Is that what you're saying? So we're not actually getting the tax credits, right? Right? You're saying we're closer to the possibility of getting the ACA tax credits with the Republican Party, who is solely run on a whim, and they do not keep their word. They lie about everything, and they do everything that they could to win and betray the Constitution of the United States. Wait a second. I don't think that's actually making sure the ACA stays around. I don't think you're actually protecting ACA here. I think what you're saying is we're capitulating to the Republicans so that they can lube our ass, so that they can fuck us, okay? Raw dog. Actually, no, not even lube, okay? No lube, okay? Just raw dog fucking, dry humping, okay? Just scraping our anus, okay? Bleeding hard, okay? I think that's what's actually going on. But okay.
Of work on the ACA.
Like, I just noticed the way that he, by doing this, we are one step closer to a possibility of getting the.
Yeah, that's about as much as his words are worth.
A week ago, 2 weeks ago, or a month ago.
Let me know if you guys need let me know if you guys need an explanation on if you're confused about what's going on. I can explain it really simply, okay? About why I have these positions and what's going on, but just let me know.
So this agreement tonight is a win for the American people. And it's a win for those people that are so insistent that I'm hearing from all the time, protect our health care. Our judgment is the best way to do that is to get a bill on the floor. Is there a guarantee it will pass? No. Is it a guarantee it will pass in the House? There is actually some very strong interest in the House, a possibility of a bipartisan bill and to get a discharge petition, and then perhaps we're on the way. And we have that expression from
Mike Johnson.
Tell me what to think. You should be against the shutdown ending. You should be against the shutdown ending. There you go. That's the correct
decision. Explicitly said he wouldn't do this
You're
before.
welcome.
Yeah. He is. Mike Johnson has literally said that he would not.
He's offered them a vote. You know what they told him in response? No, we need you to guarantee the outcome of that vote. Well, that's ridiculous. That can't be done.
From the Senate, will you assure the House members that they'll get a vote? House Democrats, they'll get a vote on ACA subsidies by a date certain?
No, because we did our job, and I'm not part of the negotiation. The House did its job on September 19th. I'm not promising anybody anything. I'm going to let this process play out. I'll tell you what they wanted. I'll tell you what Schumer and Jeffries wanted. In fact, Chuck Schumer said it publicly and decried that Thune and I would not go in a back room with them and make a four corners agreement on Obamacare subsidies. And I said, there's no way. That it was never possible or appropriate for that to be.
They just hate you, man. They just hate you.
Senators who are interested in working on a bill that will deal with the ACA issue and perhaps additional healthcare issues at the same time.
Will $3 help? It'll help.
So what happened tonight is not the closing of a chapter, it's the opening of an opportunity.
I can't take this no more. I'm at my limit. I can't take this no more.
What the chapter it does close is the damaging shutdown that is only getting worse that is only going to impact more and more people. And it's an opportunity for
if the ACA tax credits don't get extended, doesn't that just hurt Trump more? No, actually, it would hurt Trump and Democrats now because the Democrats did this. It's their fault. They accepted this. If you're in a stalemate and Republicans refuse to negotiate but you compromise, you own the outcome. That's what a stalemate is. If the government shuts down because neither side can agree to an outcome and the Democrats move over to the Republicans to do their outcome, you literally voted for it. You own it. Democrats passed the CR that didn't include the ACA tax credits.
To move forward on behalf of all the people of this country on the issue of health care, but also on making the federal government function. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everybody. At a time when families desperately need relief, Washington's dysfunction is making life harder for families, and the last 39 days are proof of that. A record-long government shutdown paired with record-high health insurance cost increases is not the kind of history.
I've said this before, but like a huge amount of political.
It's just me. See, just rewind the VOD, and you'll get the context. Okay, Jesus.
Will, like the will
You're
to
fine.
power, the ability to get things done, you know? It ultimately comes down to narrative and the ability to make people feel like what they're doing is worth it. That's why politicians who say what they can do are almost always more effective than politicians who remind people what they can't do.
I wish when he was a little
You want
thick.
people to feel good about getting on board with the
He looks
topic. And if you
better.
get people feeling
What are
good
you
about a
talking
project,
about?
you can get them to sign off on suffering. Tons and tons of Republicans have continued to support Trump, even though their lives have been made materially worse by him, because they believe their suffering is a incidental outcome of a broader successful project. You know, what the Democrats are insistent on doing time and time again is reminding you that everything is for nothing. There are no projects. There are no beliefs. There's nothing to fight for. There's nothing your suffering is meaningless. This shutdown, it was meaningless. The time you went without SNAP payments, it was meaningless. There are no outcomes worth fighting for. That's it.
That the American people want Congress to make. Over the last several weeks, I've heard from Granite Staters who can't afford a doubling of their health insurance costs. I've also heard from families about the deep pain that the government shutdown has caused, made worse by a president who illegally and...
Yeah, but what about the deep pain that poor people are going to feel when healthcare is going to be, the premiums are going to raise in price for them? How do you contend with that? How do you contend? You're saying you saw the suffering. You're saying that you saw the suffering that the lack of food was inflicting on the poor, but you're trading that for the suffering that they will feel because of lack of healthcare. Because when healthcare costs are multiplied by 5, yes, you're hearing that correctly, healthcare costs could potentially be multiplied and will be multiplied by up to 5 times due to the lack of government funding. You don't have to worry about it because you have employment healthcare. You have employment healthcare because if you're employed, you get healthcare. What about the poor? What about poor people?
Repeatedly chose to cut off help for families who are just trying to buy groceries. After weeks of bipartisan conversations...
Hold on. From Dick Durbin.
Yeah, but I mean, some people think that there's a capitulation if you only agree to a standalone vote.
Need to understand how the Senate works. We brought this.
Sorry, peasant. I know it might look like we're betraying you and signing the country off to evil sociopath pedophiles, but in reality, you just don't understand. Did you know that in order for a bill to be put forward to vote in the Senate majority leader needs to approve it? Yeah, I bet you didn't know that. Yeah, next month they're going to put forward a bill that all the Republicans will vote no on. It won't pass, but like, won't that be like, we couldn't have done that otherwise. Thank you. Okay, anyway.
This issue is a major national issue from zero to a major factor, I think, in the last election. And I think we're going to continue to make it an issue as we...
I love the gerontocracy. You guys are not ready for the millennial and Gen X Democratic senators who are going to be just as bought by fucking capital interests.
I voted today to reopen the government so that we can...
Is this priming for Mamdani's hate arc? Because we all acknowledge that the lefties are going to be turning on Mamdani, right? It's already happening.
Get back to the work of helping granite staters. This agreement funds SNAP and food assistance programs, ensures that law enforcement, air traffic controllers, and other federal workers get paid, reverses the president's recent reckless layoffs, and prevents them from happening in the future. And crucially,
by the way, what she just said right there is the reason why the final few Republicans have yet to cast their vote. This version of the bill does reinstate federal workers, which I don't fucking care about, to be honest with you. But it also prevents them from being fired again. And I think some of the hardliner far-right Republicans in the Senate.
President Trump has pardoned Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Mark Meadows, Christina Bobb, Boris Epstein, and dozens of false GOP electors and other key figures involved in his effort to overturn the 2020 election results. Wow. Oh. That's just great. We're not even in the same... We're not even in the same realm of double standards. We're not even in the same realm of double standards, okay? More traitors to the United States of America pardoned. More traitors pardoned. Just now, 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, more traitors pardoned. 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, more traitors have been pardoned by Donald Trump. People who tried to actually steal the election unironically. Disgusting.
Don't like the idea of signing off on a bill that limits the president's power.
Gives Congress a clear path forward to protecting people's health care. Our work to deliver relief for families now enters an important phase.
Save us, Based Mike Lee.
Congress has 1 month.
Based Mike Lee. Hyperborean warrior, soldier of the Aryan people, I beg of thee, okay? Defend us by defending Trump. Don't let this pathetic bipartisan CR pass that would place limits on the... Be a patriot. Defend him.
To engage in serious bipartisan negotiations to extend the Affordable Care Act's expiring tax cuts that help people afford their health insurance. And let's be really clear, part of what has been happening is the time period to make that meaningful extension of these
As a person who relies heavily on SNAP and receives the maximum amount, I'd rather starve than give in to these fascists. I understand what you say right now might be hyperbolic, or it might sound hyperbolic. I genuinely think that with a good Democratic Party, the vast majority of Democrats would agree with that sentiment. The idea of, like, our country is being raped to death by octogenarian pedophiles, and the only chance we have at holding firm here is by, like, maintaining our position on this, no matter what comes the cost. And if the Democrats were strong on that, I think that people would gladly... Man, people make sacrifices during, like, wartime all the time. We are fighting a war right now. It's just that rather than it being some foreign war where we bomb people who throw sticks and rocks at our tanks or whatever, it's a domestic war where the thing we're fighting for is, like, the concept of a continued republic, you know? And
Vaush is right on this.
And the other side is like an army of pedophiles or whatever. It's worth sacrifice. And I understand it's rich. I'm a live streamer. I'm worth $50 billion. I know I'm the world's 7th richest man working on 6. I know. So for me, it's all rhetoric. I understand this and I'm aware of my privilege. Thank you, you fucking woke-tard. However, don't you agree? People are willing to suffer if it's for a good cause. I believe in suffering for a good cause. I think it's good to believe in people's ability and right to do that.
To be fair, okay, I don't think Vaush should probably, like, if he's telling people, oh yeah, you guys should rather starve than cater to X and Y, I think from his position is a little bit not as favorable, just mainly because Vaush is a rich boy, okay? He's a rich white boy who lives in Beverly Hills. He literally lives in Beverly Hills right now. So, like, he probably shouldn't be telling people to fucking go and starve for the sake of democracy, because who knows what kind of decision he would make if he was starving. But you know what? I agree with him, okay? I do agree with him, okay?
That. What matters, obviously, is the cause, you know? The hard times are coming up ahead. This right here is nothing. Buddy, the debt clock is running up, okay? The debt clock is running up. Those ACA tax subsidies, the amount of money that people are missing out on by not being able to get their SNAP benefits is nothing compared to the amount of money that people are going to...
He lives in Seattle? Oh, okay. Wait, really? Oh shit, he moved. Oh yeah, right, he moved. Okay, sorry. If he lives in Seattle, I mean, he's still rich, right? Like, that hasn't changed. He's not behind on food. Right?
Lose paying for their ACA premiums once those tax credits expire at the end of the year. You know, a lot of suffering is ahead, a huge amount of suffering. And what the Democrats do over and over and over and over and over again is remind you that it's for nothing. There's no point. You're suffering for no reason, actually. Like, everything was always going to be this way, and it achieved nothing. Like, there was no point to it. You just suffered incidentally. Your suffering is like a rounding error in God's checkbook. You know, it means absolutely nothing. There's no heroism here. There's no victory. It's all just failure and capitulation, and, you know, one day you die. That's it.
Cuts has been dwindling. We are getting closer.
I almost hate them more than Republicans. Join me. I hate the moderate Democrats more than Republicans easily. Again, it's a
Vaush, we need to have a talk. We need to have a talk now. Okay, just kidding.
It's a know your game kind of thing, okay? We know the Republicans are evil. I've never shied away from saying so. The Democrats are, in addition to being evil in many of the same ways, to be honest with you, are so politically ineffective, so willing to capitulate, so maliciously incompetent. It's people always hate traitors worse than demons. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Perfect way of saying it. Everyone hates traitors the most, obviously.
No, obviously you shouldn't be. Maybe this is a hot take, but maybe the Republicans are worse than moderate Democrats? Is that really such a hot take? What? The people who are genuinely trying to ruin our fucking democracy in every way is worse than the people who are not for ruining democracy? Hello?
Republicans are traitors to the country broadly, but at least we know what they're about. Of course, yeah, that's just how it is. You know, you should hate the Democrats more. You should, 100%.
And closer to the time in which families.
Okay, never mind. I said, dude, see, this is the problem with watching Vaush, okay? Is that I really wish I could say that he's just based all the time, but he's just not based all the time, okay? Fuck me, dude. Never mind. Like, I take back what I said. Oh my god. Oh my god. How is he spitting sometimes but not spitting other times? Why? He's just like, why can't you just stay consistently based? Why do you... Oh my god, please. You have too much hatred of the Democratic
Party. Have to decide whether they can buy their health insurance or not and enroll in health insurance in this coming year. So my Democratic colleagues and I have been ready to work on this issue, on extending these tax cuts for months. With the government reopening shortly, Senate Republicans now finally have to come to the table. Or, make no mistake, Americans will remember who stood in the way. So
yeah, man. Yep. Mm-hmm. We capitulated.
Oh my god, Bui? Did you just become a tier 5? Holy shit, dude. I think you might be the 5th tier 5 person. Congratulations, welcome. Holy shit, thank you so much for the huge support. Oh my god. Holy shit. Thank you. I think you're the 5th tier 5. No, 4th tier 5. Wait, no, the 3rd tier 5. I don't know how many tier 5s there are, but thank you. Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much. Welcome to the tier 5 club.
So that Americans would be
For what it's worth, Vaush still tells his audience to vote Democrat. Yeah, but this isn't good, right? Because if your rhetoric is, oh, the Democrats suck more than the Republicans, and you're telling your audience to go vote Democrat, your audience isn't actually incentivized to vote Democrat because they'll make them feel bad, right? Why the fuck would I go and vote for, you know, a group that is worse, that is more hateable than the Republicans? That makes no sense to me, right? So, in my opinion, it doesn't, even if you tell your audience to go do something, that's not as good as telling your audience to go do something and being supportive of the Democratic Party, right?
Have the opportunity to be reminded of who doesn't want to pass the ACA tax credits.
Why would you disenfranchise people from voting the correct choice? Also, again, thank you, tier 5. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's what this whole shutdown was about. Well, you see, when Republicans inevitably vote against the extension of the tax credits in a month, Americans will be mad. Wow.
So I urge Speaker Johnson to finally return the House of Representatives into session and quickly reopen the government. And I urge all Americans in communities red, blue, and purple to continue to speak out about the importance of affordable health care so that families across America.
You want to send me the... Oh, Tempest, are you still there? Text me or DM me or whatever.
Thank you.
Are you here? Yeah, I would love it if you could put this out.
Thank you. And I thank my colleagues for their good work.
Hold on. Can you put this at the beginning of the segment? Because it's all like a crawl of breaking news stuff. You know what? No, fuck it. Wait, are you watching? Give me a message.
The vote tonight, and you've heard all of us talking about this, the vote tonight was crucial to open the government because too many Americans, hardworking individuals, seniors, children.
You are here? Okay, cool. Yeah, let me, in a second, I'll cut off the segment and I'll send it over. The opening bit, everything up until we start watching this press conference, yeah, just put that out. I don't know. You can just make it the same as the stream title. I don't know. Trader Dems bend the Republicans, abandon healthcare and reopen government, something like that. Gems.
Yes.
We are the Trader Gems. Actually, that's the same. It's the
nice, good reference to Steven Universe. Fuck, why does he like all the things that I think are considered cool and base if you like them? Actually, no. I think a bunch of cringe Tumblr motherfuckers are probably into fucking Steven Universe. Okay, but you know what? All right, it's whatever. Okay, I ended up as a liberal. You ended up as a retard. So
no spoilers or whatever. But that's the
not everyone. Listen, I think. No one is a winner here, but you know what? We're all losers. Except for me, okay? Everyone else is a loser.
Probably what they called them on Homeworld, you know what I'm saying?
We're suffering. I know.
Fuck, I even get the references.
In Nevada, particularly, that is based on a service industry, tourism and travel, we are doubly hit. Tariffs, bad policies of this administration, and the shutdown was having an impact on travel to our state and quite honestly across the country. But it wasn't just that.
Wow.
We have federal workers that were suffering. We have TSA agents. We have airport controllers. And we were seeing lines to our food banks in northern Nevada. These were lines that I hadn't seen since the pandemic.
Yeah, and everyone was blaming Trump for it. Cornyn never showed up to the Senate building. Nobody knows where he is. In her final act of political service to the Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi...
That's why you're trans? Maybe. Maybe Steven Universe did with me.
Dressed head to toe in black, has fucking stalked the Capitol building, looking to end the vote. It will let it never pass.
The stories were horrific. Seniors in line, needing food because they couldn't get access to the food that they usually would get at the federal level.
Could I have a refill on the coffee?
One man came and refused to say who he was because he was embarrassed and said I shouldn't be here, but he needed the food.
Yes, please.
Mothers
Thank you.
coming to the food bank to get food for their children.
Thank you.
My colleagues know that opening the government was key to stopping that pain. But here's the thing.
Absolute cinema. Very funny irony there.
We can open the government and we can still fight to address this looming healthcare crisis. It is true. Right now, in our states and across the country, Americans are seeing higher costs, higher premiums for their Affordable Care Act. These are people that need access to health care.
If you believe these people weren't evil, this is like such an Occam's razor thing, where if you think that these people are merely incompetent, you have to explain away so much. Like, every moderate Democrat, when they fold, when they capitulate, when they show weak, like, you have to, like, no, these, like, 30-year veteran senators who have sat in the halls of power for as long as I've been alive just keep making obvious fucking blunders all the time in ways that consistently benefit the opposition. You have to jump through some fucking hoops.
Oh my god, crit rate and crit damage in the same triple roll. Oh my god, absolute cinema. Great stuff.
To not buy the controlled opposition bit. Well, I don't think it's controlled opposition in the sense that Republicans control the Democrats. I don't think that's true at all. I do think the same set of lobbyists and donors control, to a large extent, both parties. Probably have more control over the Democrats than the Republicans, actually, because the Republicans are a cult of personality based around Trump. And they've openly defied capital interest multiple times just because Trump's ego directed them to. Whereas in the case of the Democrats, like, a cult of personality around fucking who? What does this party have besides their donors?
I have families.
Exactly who are the donors? Obama. Does Obama count?
That rely on the Affordable Care Act and these subsidies so that their children who have a rare disease can access their medication.
That's great.
I have small businesses who rely on the Affordable Care Act and the subsidies to help cover the cost for their employees.
Cool that you just voted on a CR that doesn't extend those tax credits. Then you just voted for it. You just voted for a bill that guarantees that those tax credits don't get renewed. You just did that. You did.
This is a fight that the Republicans need to understand is not just happening in Nevada, it is happening across the country in every state, including those red states. This fight tonight is, I agree with Senator Angus, is just the beginning. This is the beginning to show and fight for Americans across the country. Let me just say this, with the government open, we can focus on passing a full bipartisan budget for 2026.
Oh yeah, that's been going so well lately. The bipartisan budget negotiations, those have been going fucking phenomenally. Yeah, I bet.
I know, right? Dude, actually just get these guys out of here, okay? These guys fucking suck, dude. You got, like, these people are deluded into thinking that you can reconcile with the current Republican Party of the United States. That is nuts. That is actually nuts, okay? You are not sound of mind if you think you can make deals with the devil, okay? You're not of sound mind when you think that you're able to make deals with actually fucking satanic forces in the world, okay? That's not a thing. That's not a thing. You don't make deals with Satan and expect to walk out with your soul intact. The problem is you trying to make the deal in the first place. You're trying to make a deal with Grim O'Dim, okay? You're trying to make a deal with Grim O'Dim from the Witcher series. That's what you're trying to do, okay?
That starts with a mini.
What's happening is this is Grim O'Dim. You know what? This guy, listen, okay, this guy, Gunter O'Dim, fuck me, Gunter O'Dim, Gunter O'Dim, Gunter O'Dim. You know what this is? Oh my god, it's literally this. It's literally this. This is what it is when you, like, try to make a deal with the Republican Party, okay? This is the Republican Party, okay? This is you, the Democrats, okay? Democrats, Republicans, okay?
So glad to see everyone's made. How do you feel, Von Emmerich? A little...
What do you want?
What do you mean, what? Your soul.
You forget. The pact states you can take it only once you've fulfilled 3 wishes, and...
And we stand together on the moon. Well, what do you know?
What? No. We had a pact. The moon is there. There! Not here.
I gave you what you wished for. Here, on the moon, our contract you fulfilled. Awesome.
This is literally what's going on, okay? Like, this is the best metaphor, alright, for what's going on. You make a deal with the Republicans, okay? Either the Republicans will not, like, they'll renege on their word. You know what? The Republicans are worse than Satan, okay? Do you know why the Republicans are worse than Satan? Is because at least Satan keeps his word, but he is willing to, you know, be vague about what the words mean, right? He tricks you because he's vague about what the words mean. Republicans will make a deal and then they'll just straight up not do it. It's like, it's not even the same. At least Gunter O'Dim at least keeps his word in some way, okay? I never cheat. Yeah. Moron. Stupid.
Wait. Do not interfere, Witcher. Remember what I did to the last fool who interrupted me.
You grant wishes, right? Grant mine and release him.
Right. I couldn't finish The Witcher, okay? It was too boring.
That will restore funding that President Trump cut. It delivers millions of dollars in critical funding to states like Nevada all across the country. And it, you will hear, blocks the administration from future rifts. We have an opportunity also to put Republicans on the record on the ACA. Are they committed to doing this?
As opposed to this? Are they not already on the record? This is America's longest government shutdown in all of history.
Dude, lawful evil is Gunter Odin, okay? Satan. Chaotic evil is Trump.
Because they don't want to...
Bro is actually chaotic evil. How do you make a deal with chaotic evil forces?
Renew those tax...
They don't even honor their own deal. They don't even honor the deal.
How could this possibly not already be... I love you, thank you. How could this not already be an indicator? How is this not on the record? It's going down in the history books, man.
Satan is lawful evil.
It's not just on the record. People are going to be...
You cannot lead the retarded horse to the water, okay? The retarded horse cannot comprehend what the water look like, okay? The retarded horse has the brain tumor in the head, okay? The horse cannot comprehend what the water look like, okay? How do you make a deal with the devil?
You're reading about this shit in fucking high school AP history classes. Again, you have to be insane to think that this is just genuine incompetence, as opposed to...
You should join the server.
Malicious incompetence. You have to be you so charitable that it's actually a mental illness to believe. Oh no, she just thought that up until now nobody thought this was like a fighting issue. You know?
Are they committed? Leader Thune said he would come to the table on a health care once the government was open, and now he must follow through. If Republicans want to join us in lowering costs for working families, they have the perfect opportunity to show.
While Trump's up there up to some monkey business, I'm over here standing on business.
Why'd you go to monkey, huh?
I expect Republicans
to
be...
we might get the Epstein files soon if the House opens. Kidding. The House is closed because Mike Johnson keeps it closed. The government shutdown doesn't affect Congress. Mike Johnson has been week after week failing to reopen the House because of the Epstein vote.
At the table...
59-40, one more vote. Yeah, it's a yeah.
The next few weeks, I expect the White House to be at the table. And if they do choose not to come to the table, they can own the disastrous...
This bill needs to go back to Congress because there are changes from the House bill. Ah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Has to go back there anyway. Mike Johnson is going to be like, okay, everyone, we're just going to look at one thing, and then we're all going back on vacation until you stop fucking bringing up Epstein, okay? Just one thing. Fucking seriously, guys.
Premium increases that will continue to rise. They will own the...
No, they won't own that. That's the issue, lady. They won't own that. Your assumption is that they will take responsibility for bad things that have happened. But bad things have happened, and they're not owning anything. Wait, dude, girl. Where have you been for the last 10 years? In the bathroom? Like were you just like shitting the entire time and you haven't been paying attention to politics? Hello?
The fact that Americans across this country are going to lose access to health care. We were elected in the Senate to work...
Oh my God, maybe you really shouldn't have gone out for Taco Bell that night. What the f...
On real solutions that help working families. It's our response.
Maybe this was the play? Oh my fucking God, guys. Holy shit. Listen up, gang. Here's the plan. We're going to sacrifice the political reputations of a handful of moderate Senate Democrats so that we can get the vote to exactly 60-40, but one person will show up late. Republicans, meanwhile, will be convening over at the House to quickly reopen the House so that they can vote on the bill that we're going to send enough people for if the 60th yes vote shows up. Then, the moment Mike Johnson goes to reopen the House, all of a sudden, boom, Grijalva shows up. Epstein files, they get through, everyone's already in the Senate building instantly. I'm telling you guys, it's genius. Schumer, I gotta hand it to you.
Responsibility to work not only here amongst ourselves, but across the aisle to solve these problems for the Americans, make their lives a little bit easier.
What would happen if the files got released? Absolutely nothing.
And that's what we have done tonight.
So, hey, everybody, I'm the cleanup hitter because I joined this group I joined it 48 hours ago. Not for lack of interest.
Appreciate that he's dressed like a clown, so we have that too.
To applaud Gene Shaheen and this group because they have been having open meetings that anybody could participate in on negotiation. But I had my hands full focused on the Virginia elections until Wednesday morning. And as soon as that was over, I have now engaged with a particular purpose in mind. I knew the Democratic appropriators led by Patty Murray were going to do the very best job they could to get these three approach bills queued up and moving forward. A bill, for example, that has very robust funding, very robust funding for the VA. I had confidence in that. And I had confidence in these guys that they were going to get the best.
Why would you say that? I bet this guy likes diaper play. What the fuck? Why would you ever say that? That's so unhinged.
Possible deal they could get from Republicans on the ACA. We were in a situation where SNAP recipients were suffering, and there was no guarantee we would ever get to an ACA solution. Now we've got robust SNAP funding and a guaranteed vote. Not a guaranteed outcome, but a guaranteed vote on ACA.
No, I would say it's a pretty guaranteed outcome. No, don't sell yourself short, man. I would say that you've pretty much secured a guaranteed outcome next month for the ACA tax subsidy extension. Don't sell yourself short, man. Come on.
ACA tax credits. But I engaged on the issue that I've been talking about for
sarcasm, by the way,
on the Florida Senator Thune, Katie Britt, Lindsey Graham, James Langford, anybody who had listened to me on the Republican side. I've said what I need in Virginia, with 320,000 federal employees who live in households that probably encompass nearly 650 or 700,000 residents in my state. I need a moratorium on mischief. My Virginians have been suffering under this administration. The shutdown started on January 20. I need a moratorium on the punishing of the federal workforce. That's what I need. And so I joined this group to make sure that we could get important protection.
Liberals like this are falling for the bait. Listen, okay, I know some liberals are going to be fucking stupid and like defend this. The amount of hatred that I'm seeing directed towards the Democrats right now, even from moderate Dems, is so overwhelming. Like on social media, I don't know if it'll hold, but I think that like
it needs to hold.
At least on some level, this is a new line that's been crossed. Like this is such an obvious capitulation, and a lot of like regular rank and file Democrats. I'm sorry, like voters.
Oh my God! Please, we need to hold. We need to hold. Listen, if there's anything that needs to happen, we need to hold. Okay, we need to hold that shit down. Okay, we need to hold. We need to Hodor. Okay, we need to Hodor. All right, we need to Game of Thrones Hodor. Okay, a regular holding is not enough. Okay, we need hold. Okay, we need to
I mean, like regular, just normal people who are Democratic voters, who have been suffering because of the federal government shutdown, are going to be furious about the way this ended. You know, like this is like a lifelong grudge thing. Can you imagine having to like tell your child that you're not going to be able to make them the meal that they normally like to have after school because of the SNAP cuts? You probably wouldn't explain the SNAP cuts to them. But in your head, you're thinking, I really hope the Democrats hold their feet firm because I really need those ACA tax credits as well. And then the Democrats fucking fold, make 5.5 weeks of your suffering irrelevant, and then also don't get the ACA tax extensions. This is like a lifelong hatred thing. You know, this is the shit that led Ronins to wander the forest looking for the man who killed their master 30 years ago type shit.
Where does he get any
people
of
are going to be
this?
fucking furious forever.
What the fuck, dude?
Is for federal employees.
He is funny. I'll give him that.
Bill is the restoration
He's so
of all the furloughed
unhinged.
employees and a guarantee of their back pay.
What the
The
fuck?
restoration of all RIFT employees who got RIFT after October 1 with all of their back pay, and a guarantee of no RIFs.
Okay.
No RIFs going forward. 2 million federal workers, not just my 300,000.
How long does John Cornyn have to show up? How long does he have? Like, I know these votes can take forever. Are we talking like an hour, 10 hours? How long are we going for here?
2 million
Personal experience? Wait, unironically, right? Unironically, personal experience, right? Like, to be fair, I mean, isn't that like Vaush's literal personal experience? Like, he left his master, right, Destiny. He wanders the forest for many years, okay? But instead of like trying to find his master, instead it's like he just kind of holed up in like a fucking monastery or some shit in Japan.
Federal workers who are not uniform military
Like,
now
that's
have a guarantee of no RIFs going forward. So they don't have to go into the holiday season with anxiety about what's going to show
Hold indefinitely if they have to. Best case scenario here is that he takes so long to get to DC. Like, you know, he tries to fly over, the flight gets canceled. You know how it is right now. Or yeah, Pelosi got his ass. That one of the traitor Dems switches their vote
on their email one morning at 5:30 a.m. That's a big win for 2 million federal employees, and added together with these other ingredients of robust appropriations bills and a guaranteed path forward to vote on fixing the ACA, that made me sign on and say, yes, we can do it. I had a number of Republicans on the floor tonight said, we were amazed that you got that no RIF guarantee in there. And I'm glad that we did, and we all worked so hard on it together, and I have huge respect for my colleagues who made this happen. Thanks.
Wow.
Sex. You say you're fighting on the Affordable Care Act. What do you say to your colleagues who say this isn't a fight, this is a capitulation? You're putting together, you're agreeing to a vote on a bill that it almost certainly will not
Oh my god, that journalist is spitting. Oh my god, whoever that journalist is, oh my god, unzip your pants right now. I have a need.
Become law.
I'm sorry, that was so unhinged. I'm sorry.
And you're allowing that to happen.
Well, first of all, there was, as long as the government shut down, the clear statement from
I'm sorry.
Senator Thune and the Republican.
She was about to say was what she was about to say was, as long as the government shutdown ends, that's what I care about.
The majority, and they control the Senate, the House, the White House, was we will not talk about health care with you. So there was no vote that we were going to get on the Affordable Care Act, premium tax credits.
Guys, I tried negotiating, but it was hard. They said they didn't like my initial offer. Then they gave me an unreasonable offer, and then they left. What do I do?
Have a guaranteed vote by a guaranteed date on a bill that we will write. Not that the Republicans will write, although...
Are you again, this, I need everyone watching this to understand. They are your enemy. This woman is your enemy. She knows perfectly well that the Republicans will not vote for the ACA tax extension when the bill gets voted on next month. She 100% knows. She's not, it's not stupidity. It's not, oh, she's so dumb. She knows. She's just betting that you're dumb. And you're watching me, so odds are yes. But she's betting that you're dumb. That's why she's saying this. She's fully aware. She knows that it's bullshit. She's been bought. Maybe she's been bought. Maybe she never cared to begin with. It doesn't matter. Her motivations are irrelevant, you know?
Bro.
It's tempting always to turn over in your head, why did the traitor betray us? You know, but past a certain point, sometimes people are just sus. You know, you have to accept reality as it presents itself to you.
I do think it's important for us to engage with them because we need a bipartisan bill that we know is going to get enacted to provide the relief that Americans need. And I think there's a commitment on the part of many of our colleagues to do that.
But there's no guarantee this will become law.
There was never a guarantee that it would become law.
Well, just to follow up on that, Senator, because we understand that this vote will happen, but a vote on extending the tax credits, it does not guarantee that it's going to happen. So how do you explain, though, to your constituents why it was worth it to put up this fight for so long when in the
see, and this is correct rhetoric now. Yeah, now it's on them. Congratulations. That's right. Now it's the Democrats' fault that we had a shutdown. Yep, this is right. Why fucking wait if nothing changed?
And you did not get your key demand.
That's right.
Then they're pitching it amongst themselves, like, who wants to deal with this bull? Who wants to wipe this bullshit up? You know, we shouldn't have to answer these questions. We're senators. Our job is to, take dirty money and feel important when we get invited to dinners with contractors. You know, why do we have to? Yeah, we're above you. You're a peasant.
Okay, probably not that far.
It wasn't
Jesus, dude.
How long would it take?
We lost.
To not get a response. To say it isn't working. In other words, it's been 6 weeks. There's been the Republicans made it clear they weren't going to discuss the health care issue, the Affordable Care Act tax credits, until the shutdown was over. We tried to keep working that for 6 weeks. It didn't happen. The vote that we have is not a guarantee for sure. It's more of a guarantee. Here's the way I would put it. As I assessed it, there was zero chance of dealing with the ACA.
I think they're just naive. You can't think they're naive. You can't think that it is dangerous to the country if you think that this is naive, because this is how they keep.
I don't think, dude, you can't assume malice when stupidity can easily be the answer. You can't assume malice when stupidity. Just like how I believe white women can be gaslit into presenting allegations against a random dude, I truly believe that that's just what some Democratic leaks are. I think they're just a bunch of gaslighting white women. You feel me? You feel you feel what I'm cooking here? You're taking in the sex. Sorry, not like that.
Getting away with it over and over and over and over again. When people tell you who they are, you have to believe them.
As long as the shutdown continued. Now, I don't know, 50-50? But there's a lot better chance now than there was this morning. Because nothing was...
No, there's not. There's... What the fuck, dude? What? I hate this country, dude. This country sucks, okay? L country. Oh my god, dude. Now we have a better chance for Republicans to fuck us over. Wow. We are making a lot of progress. It's great stuff. Oh my god, with friends like this, who needs enemies?
Happening, and there was no evidence that another week or another 2 weeks or Thanksgiving or Christmas was suddenly the Republicans were going to come to us and say, oh, we want to now talk about the ACA. If they want.
I think I would easily starve millions of Americans so then we can have democracy. This might be a hot take, okay? This, you know, I get it. My takes aren't for everyone, okay? This might be a little bit of a hot take. I think it's kind of worth it to be kind of evil. You know? Actually, it's not even evil because it's good.
Aren't going to do it by now. What's going to change in the next 2 weeks is going to make them do it. And that was really the assessment. Again, I would say, right, as of this morning, there was a 0 chance of having a work on.
I appreciate him just straightforwardly saying that he can be bullied into voting for Republican bills indefinitely into the future. You know?
Yes. Now there's a measurable chance. Will it be everything that everybody wanted? No, because we need 60 votes, and so there's going to be a negotiation. But Republicans have already started saying, well, here, you know, if you did this or did that, maybe we can get there. So I would take a reasonable chance against no chance every day, and that's
just betting on you being stupid. There is no reasonable chance. The chance is 0% that Republicans randomly decide to suddenly vote for the ACA tax extension.
And the other piece is, and we didn't really emphasize this, there are 3 important appropriations bills in this that would lock in SNAP for the rest of the year at a very substantial rate. Plus other.
For the rest of the year, you mean a month? Lock and SNAP for the rest of you mean a month? A month of food for the Americans while millions lose their healthcare benefits. A month of food. Are we living on the same planet, or
other benefits, veterans funding?
Did anyone else vote yet? Cornyn is the only person who hasn't voted. It's 40-59. Nobody knows where Cornyn is. Our only hope is that he's been disappeared or that he's getting molested by a TSA agent right now and is going to be delayed so long that one of the traitor Dems changes their votes. Or, I don't know, a groiper on Twitter tells Mike Lee that it would be epic and based if he cucked Israel by changing his vote to a no, and then we get that. You know, I don't know.
Is guaranteed if we get these 3 bills through. So there's a plus on that. And I think the odds are that we have a better chance of doing something
Mike
about
Lee,
the ACA.
my Hyperborean warrior.
Not going into this.
Please.
At some point, you have to decide, you know, what is the best strategic step forward. And we believe that the evidence is that what we were doing wasn't working, and therefore, let's try something else.
The real question is, why would a president of the United States pit hungry children against sick children? And that is what President Trump has done. I mean, this is outrageous. We can't reach agreement on government funding, so the government shuts down, and even though the law is clear that he could fund SNAP benefits during the shutdown, he did not.
Yeah, that was like a really tough political position that he was in. It was making a lot of people really, really, really angry at him. But nah, you know.
And then he also said, and by the way, I don't really care if people...
They can take the L on this resolution if they get the concession. Would that even be a L? I thought that was the entire point. Like, would that even be a L? What are your thoughts on Vaush? Fuck this guy. But at the same time, he's right on a lot of points. He's wrong every single time he says, oh yeah, you should hate the Democrats more than you should hate the Republicans. That's fucking ridiculous. And I think he's absolutely fucking delusional on that, right? And I think that's irresponsible rhetoric, and that doesn't lead to anything productive nor good, or like anything good, right? But at the same time, he also says that like capitulating to the Republicans will just lead to more capitulation down the line, and you're signaling to the Republicans that you are prone to capitulation, right? Yeah.
People's health insurance.
Democrats are so stupid. I can't. I need it. They're not stupid. They just hate you. They're just evil pedophiles. I'm sorry. You can't.
No.
It's not their
what?
They
See,
know
this
what
is what
they're
I mean.
saying
This
is
is
wrong.
what I mean. Okay.
Get so high they can't afford their
That's
care.
what I've been saying. He's crazy.
That's on
He's
Donald Trump.
insane.
My vote today was to do 2 things. both equally morally important and imperative. One is to make sure that the government is functioning so that our kids eat, so that our elderly citizens eat, so that our air traffic controllers can get some sleep and earn money.
Being an evil pedophile is stupid. You've outmaneuvered me. Congratulations. Would you like my channel? I'll give you the stream key.
Get paid while they are working so that our veterans are protected. And continue the fight to a realistic platform to get the premium tax cuts done. And if that is not successful, then shame on the Republican Party and shame on Donald Trump.
Shame.
But the American people will see who stands.
So what we have left is just shame? Get me out. Get me out of this country now. Okay? I need to go. I need to get out.
Healthcare and who does not.
I need to go. Okay?
And that will be the platform of the next stage of the fight. I hope we can find bipartisan agreement on an extension of those premium tax credits. In New Hampshire, a couple of who are 60 years old or so earning $85,000 a year are seeing like a $15,000 increase in their insurance premiums. This has to get fixed. And we have about
my vote blue no matter who. Priors are getting challenged, guys. Only 13 minutes left for our vote. No sign of corn anywhere. Why is there only 13 minutes left? My understanding was that this could be kept open like indefinitely.
Wants to do it before the harm gets to be irreparable.
Filibuster. Filibuster.
If the Republicans can't come to the table and do something reasonable on this and make sure that people can afford their health care and that the whole private commercial market also doesn't see skyrocketing increases, then shame on them.
Senator, what do you say?
It's almost done.
Oh my God! Not the shame! Hit them with the shame!
We were hoping because of what you all said that they would get answers on what their premiums would be now, but have to wait weeks longer.
Yes,
since you
hit them with the shame.
Immediate action on the subsidies.
Well, as Senator Hassan said so well, the Republicans weren't providing any commitment or even a willingness to vote or a willingness to discuss extending the premium tax credits. We have the opportunity to do that now, and we will hold their feet to the fire.
And just quick, most of us up here in the group of 8 that voted for this tonight have voted repeatedly with the Democratic strategy of we're not opening, and we want you to take action on the
Cornyn has landed at the Dulles airport. Okay, so the molested by TSA agent theory was correct. So it'll probably be a little while before he makes it over to the actual Capitol building. Again, like the vote's pretty much a done deal, guys.
God.
There's no reason
why
to believe
would you
that Cornyn's
say
going to not
something like
vote.
that? What the fuck? Jesus.
Yes.
Chill, Vaush, chill.
tax credit. But after 40 days, it wasn't going to work. So here we are in a situation, and this was the reality. SNAP recipients suffering, nothing happening on ACA. The vote tonight will be full, and not just last year's, but full and robust SNAP funding for SNAP recipients and a path on the ACA. So from
you know what
suffering
else
and
is
no path,
robust?
we've now got robust benefits and a path. And that's what we tell our constituents.
Senator, if I could just ask, there's already calls now from Democrats in the House that are saying Leader Schumer should step aside, he should be replaced. You know, the 8 of you today voting with Republicans to advance this plan to reopen the government, does that just further the divides within the Democratic Party right now?
No. When I talk to my constituents in New Hampshire, you know what they say to me? They say, why can't you all just work together to address the problems that are facing this country?
Oh, yeah. That's, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. 100%. That's what Democrats are saying across the country right now.
dude.
Why can't you work with Republicans more closely to pass the Republican CR? Oh, I'm sure. 100%. Yeah, that's definitely like the word on the street right now.
We put the Senate back on a path to start doing that today, and we're going to continue to work that way.
By voting for their bill.
If the president doesn't agree and Republicans block the extension of AC subsidies, would you guys be willing to vote again against government funding in January when this funding runs out?
That's certainly an option that I think everybody will consider. Thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone. Or in other words, like, we'll side with the party until someone steps in and tells us to sign with the Republicans again. It's the revolving villain strategy, right? Where you, and I don't think it's a coincidence that it's exactly 60-40, by the way. I think that all of those potential yes votes from the Democrats met and they were like, who's going to take the fall? They probably drew straws, you know? Who here is, yeah, it's all planned. There are probably 20 or 30 Democrats in the Senate who would just
no evidence
do anything,
of that.
Anything, you know, you could wave some cash in front of them.
There's no evidence of
it doesn't
that,
matter.
though.
People with no principles whatsoever. And they would, you know, just who's going to take the fall this time? This time Schumer didn't have to take the fall. You know, Ossoff didn't have to, but they will. Is there any hope left anymore? Can you? I'm just begging, and this just reminded everyone: stop being a massive fucking pussy, okay? Your great whatever parents survived wars and the Black Plague, okay? Stop being a fucking. Is there any hope anymore?
Dude, but you're like presenting such a doomer scenario. Whatever, man. It's fine. Okay, I get it. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, you're presenting, like, I'm feeling pretty doom and gloom. Okay, whatever. So I could be wrong, but Jesus Christ, man.
Was your hope for the future hinging on the competence of Senate Democrats?
Also, again, like, he's pulling this conspiracy out of nowhere. He's like, the conspiracy that he's pulling is Schumer conspired with all the other Democratic senators behind the curtains in order to take turns taking the blame for being the 60th vote. Because they all somehow unanimously agree that it is the Democrats who are all catering to the Republican Party, which is not true. And there's no evidence for this. There's none.
Democrats? Was that the fucking horse you put your ticket on? You woke up every morning and you were like, well, I've got personal projects, I've got a job, I'm trying to work out, lose some weight, you know, I've got like relationships to maintain and people in my family to care for. But all of that's hinging on the Senate Democrats. You know, is that how you've been living your life? Because if so, it's fucking over, dog. It's hopeless. And frankly, there's no point anymore. But if you've lived your life for any reason other than the competence of Senate Democrats, then I think there might be a path forward. Things are going well. Now we're getting hit with brutal reality again. Maybe you forgot. I didn't forget. This whole time I've said I'm surprised the shutdown's held for as long as it did. The Democrats have held for as long as they did. I said Mamdani's victory is a wedge against people like Schumer. This isn't about the Democrats. The Democrats hate you. The Democrats want you dead, man. Okay? They're all on fucking Little St. James too right now. They don't give a fuck about you.
Why is he so
right?
unhinged?
It's not about Democrats versus Republicans, because if it was, Republicans have already won that fight. They did a decade ago, okay? It's about people like Mamdani, like Katie Wilson, against the Democrats until they're strong enough to beat the Republicans. Thankfully, the Republicans are helping all of us out by weakening themselves by doing consistently unpopular shit. Vaush, I was literally only living because I believed in the integrity of Senate Dems. Please do not put my name in your note on your way out,
Jesus
okay?
Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my God.
Put
I can't imagine like being in charge of a fan base. Thank God you guys are all sane, okay? Thank God you guys actually have lives and a family and kids and like fucking partners and love lives and, you know, your own fucking like life and shit like that, because holy shit, I can't imagine being in charge of a bunch of suicidal leftists, okay? I will actually treat you guys right, okay? I can't imagine being in charge of a bunch of suicidal socialists who are like on the brink of like suicide because they forgot to take their fucking sertraline. They forgot to take their SSRIs for like the 10th day in a row because they keep on forgetting, and you know they're attributing it to like some form of mental illness. Oh my God, can't be me. Okay, can't be me. Can't be me.
us on instead.
That was fantastic. Great stuff right there. You know what? I need to blame somebody, so I blame Destiny. Okay, I blame Destiny for this shit. You know what? You know what? It's Destiny's fault. Oh my God.